Yo, 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 it is D.Arthur in the building, speaking to you guys today about how semen retention makes you more attractive than 99% of men. Now, before we get started in this video, when you're done watching the video, click on that link down in the description below and be one of the first 5 people to enroll in the High Value Blueprint. It's an 8-week intensive coaching / one-on-one program where we break down some of your needs, wants, desires, give you a custom game plan and accountability coach to get you to point A to where you want to be. Custom made for you. I am taking the first 5 free. All you have to do is send a testimonial and you will get a complete refund after the course to hold both of us accountable. Click that link down below. Let's get started today. Now, why does semen retention make you more attractive than 99% of men? The bottom line is you finally become non-needy. And this is the most attractive trait that you as a man can have. This world is filled with needy men, over-validated men who are over-validating women 24/7. Think about it. If you're always complimenting her on her, looks, if you go up to a girl, you say, "Oh, she's so pretty." How many times do you think that she has heard that before? You're not becoming interesting. I've gone out sometimes, and I've been with some guys, and you can tell that they just have this low energy, this over validation, this sense of neediness, thinking that the sense of neediness from some woman. And this is probably the most unattractive trait that they have. You have to become non-needy. You have to become someone who has something else that's better than her going on. This is how you have to come across. And the way you do this is by becoming, finding something that you are actually passionate about and actually working on. Something that you can put above her in a sense. Because if she lets you down and you've put all your eggs in one basket on her, you're going to be more depressed than the next guy. But if you're non-needy, if you're detached and you have something else that may be even better than her, so regardless of what she does, you're not so affected by her actions. This is where you want to be, but you have to find something that is actually more important than her in a sense. And women want you to find this. They want you to find your purpose, because once you find your purpose, you're not as focused on her. You're busy. You're creating your empire. You're creating your financial independence. Your financial breadbasket. And now you're not as attached to her actions. And this is the best place that you can be as a man. So, like I said, 99% of the population of men are living lives of quiet desperation. They're quietly desperate. They'll never ever say that they're desperate, but they're quietly desperate. And it shows based off how they act, based off how they treat some woman, the sense of neediness that they have, the sense of pedestalization that some men treat some women, the lack of discipline that men have, the lack of certainty, the lack of real passionate lives that they're living. There's a podcast called the Passionate Few, and what you have to be is a passionate few. There has to be something that you can speak about, something that really makes your gears grind. That you have some real passion and purpose in. This is going to set you apart because you definitely don't need her. Now, the thing is, once you definitely don't need her, that's when she comes. When you don't need her, when you're building something, you're building up a garden, you're building some greatness. You're focused. Another thing that I realized in my experience is the most times that I get woman attraction is when I'm focused on solely on myself. Maybe if it's a Tinder match that actually goes through a date. Most of the time, I was actually busy and I couldn't care less if she said yes or no. And usually, when you can't care less, that's when usually it says it's okay. It's a yes. But if you're always focused on her, you're always focused on what she's doing, you're relapsing, you're putting PMO on a pedestal. Guys are putting PMO on a pedestal. They're putting the PMO on a pedestal. Guys talk about promiscuity, but they're hypocrites because they're on PMO. They're fapping 24/7. And they're complaining. You have to realize this. Guys are quietly desperate. You have to work on yourself. You have to create something that someone can come into. You have to put your purpose first. People don't say putting your purpose first just to do that. They literally mean it, because once you put your purpose first, other things will be aligned because you're not focused. You're not so focused on other things. Like I said, so it sets you apart because you have this internal feeling of abundance. When you're on no fap, you have this you've filled up your insides. Now you don't need as much on the outside, if that makes sense. But if you're fapping, chasing, you're gonna need her more, and when she doesn't deliver, this is when this non-needy energies comes into play. Also, let's for an example, let's say hypothetically there's a guy who hasn't gotten any in a while, and then finally he gets some attraction from a woman. How he starts to act when he is in abundance is how he should start acting all the time. This energy is so contagious. When you're trying to get something and then you finally achieve that thing that you're getting, realize how you were acting and feeling in those moments. And write it down. And now this is how your new default should be. This is how your mindset, everything that you were asking, how you were acting, and everything that you were acting needs to be this has to be your new normal based off how you're acting. Because once that happens, then you're still going to attract all the other things that you wanted as well too. The worst thing you can be is in a desperate situation. When you're fapping, you're more desperate than you ever think. You have to be, because you're getting yourself off instead of someone else getting you off. That's the lows of the lows. If you didn't realize, Warren Buffett said, if you wouldn't want it to be on the next morning's newspaper, don't do it. So this is just how you have to start looking at your life. You have to start looking at your life more objectively. If you wouldn't want it to be on the next morning's newspaper, the next morning news, don't do it. It's not worth it. So you're going to be more attractive than 99% of men because you're fulfilled inside. You don't need her. You have your own things going on. You have your own nice things going on. You have a brilliant life that you go back home to. So you're not so distraught when she says no. If she says no, if she doesn't respond, you're okay. You don't mind because you have other things going on. This is what separates you from the 9% of guys who don't have anything going on, who are living lives of quiet desperation, who are living vicariously through other people because other people are chasing their dreams and they're just too afraid to take any action. This is how you have to look at it. You have to be the one to take action. When you're able to, live a dream life, then you're not so frowned upon. You're not so shut down if a woman says no to you, because all you do is go back to the normal life, the life that you actually enjoy. But if you're not living a dream life, you're not liking your life at all, and she says no, there's going to be a snowball effect of negativity that's going to snowball effect into more negativity. You have to realize this. So you're going to become more attractive than 99% of men on retention because you actually have things going on. You're inspired in your life, unlike the rest. You're inspired, so you can go back and work on things that give you more inspiration And then this energy is going to quadruple in other areas of your life. With that being said, like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel. Click on that link down below for the high value blueprint. First 5 are free. Click on that Facebook group, join the Facebook group. I literally just started the Facebook group. I'm gonna get that started pretty soon. Like, comment, subscribe. We will see you in the next one.